Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for checking out another episode of Esports Analysis. And today we have the Battle of EU on this Championship Sunday. Now, I know it's not like the typical Championship Sunday because this isn't really a tournament. It's just a kickoff weekend where everybody's playing two matches. But with that, I'm still super excited for, I think they're calling this Rivalry Sunday. There are a couple really good matchups today, along with what you're seeing right here, London versus Paris. So we're starting off Hardpoint on the map Rammaza. This is one of my favorite maps by far. I just absolutely love this map. I love how it ping-pongs back and forth across the map, so you really do have to overtake hills in order to win, whereas there's some maps like Gunrunner where if you just control one side of the map, you kind of have a little bit of an advantage. But with that, let's talk about what we're actually seeing on screen. So, decent job on that first hill. A lot of times this weekend, I've been seeing teams forego that first hill to really wonder or to really worry about what's happening for spawns for the next hill. So I haven't seen that. So this is pretty much a tie ball game here, but as it rotates back to that electronic shop hardpoint, it is really important to have those back spawns. And it looks like as we're watching this here, Paris is spawning out. The problem with spawning out here is that if you don't have those back spawns, you're going to spawn over by ammo. So if you're watching the minimap in the bottom left-hand corner, you're seeing all of those orange arrows come up right now. So the problem is that there's really only two choke points that you can get through. You can slide through the front door, in which Paris did a really nice job of doing right there, or you can jump over that half wall. So the half wall that you see right in front of Jerd right there, exactly where he threw that nade. Now, they're doing a fantastic job. Normally, the team that has these spawns back here ends up getting the vast majority of these points. So it does look like the last 16 seconds or so are going to go to London, and this is exactly the reason why I love this map so much, is that, okay, London had control of that second hard point, but now as it rotates back to Barbershop on the entire opposite side of the map, now Paris is going to be set up, and they're going to be able to see how good of a job they can do holding that down. So as we're rotating here, it does look like London is coming from mid-map. Paris looks like a fairly good setup here, trying to stop. What I'm seeing from London is that a lot of them are pushing mid-map. Nobody's really pushing through ruins. There's one person that looks like they're on that ruins head glitch, which is exactly where Zed is looking, but on the opposite side. So nobody's really pushing through there, and I don't know how much I agree with that. That's usually a really easy push to way to push through, just because if you throw one smoke over there in ruins, usually that's enough to just push up and advance through the map that way. I don't like this top-down approach, which is why the majority, basically the entire time of that third hard point, went to Paris. So again, I love this map because it ping-pongs back and forth. So the fourth hardpoint is right where Dylan was at right there. This static cam is going to tell you that there's one coming in from mid-map and there was one up above for Paris. But as they're coming in here, it does look like to begin with London was going to have that. They're in hill at the moment, but the problem for London is that none of these gun battles are happening in choke points that are out towards the center of the map. So essentially, whoever wins this team fight, and as you see in the kill feed on the left-hand side, Paris just had four down there from London. So since all those gun battles were happening right inside the hill, now they're going to give up that hill time, and now Paris is going to be in control. So even though Paris doesn't have spawns, the last 20-25 seconds or so are going entirely to them, just because they were able to win one team gun battle inside the hill. So kind of a little bit of a mistake from London there. If you want to have people set up back inside the hill, that's great, but everybody else does need to be pushed out mid-map so that you don't allow Paris to advance that far along the map. Now, again, ping-ponging back and forth. The next hill is over in ruins on the opposite side of the map. So as we rotate here, you're going to see that London does have control of the map, but they don't have spawns. So if you're looking at the minimap, the very right-hand side of that minimap, you want the spawns, the same exact spawns that you had for the Barbershop, the third hill. So as we're watching this, even though this time is contested, London is going to be spawning ammo, and Paris is going to be spawning back at Barbershop. So they're going to have a much easier entrance into the hill. But this is fairly contested time. So if you're Paris, you're okay with this, right? You're okay with just contesting this, all because of the fact that you've basically doubled up London. And I'm not going to lie, my predictions for today, I did think London was going to win this I thought they were going to win this 3-2. I did think it was going to go the distance, but this is a super impressive first round of rotations for Paris. And that's the thing, is that when you're looking at everybody's breakdown, so everybody's power rankings heading into this, basically everybody had Paris last, and it's not because of the names, it's not because of their performances in scrims. None of that had to go into any of this. The only reason why they were picked last is because they hadn't played anybody. So this type of performance that they're putting on so far without a ton of practice, if you're from Paris or you're a Paris fan, this is pretty encouraging to see. Now, with about 30 seconds left, we're back through to the first hardpoint. And remember that first time through on our first set of rotations, you do want to make sure that you're flipping spawns here. So if you're looking at the minimap on the left-hand side, as we're about to rotate in 20 seconds to that next hill, it does look like Paris is getting that spawn. So I'm just kind of keying into the minimap in the bottom left-hand corner. It does look like Paris has somebody set up over there in ammo, and I don't really like that, because that person that was set up in ammo, essentially all they're doing is they're trying to kill London as they're rotating from that flank pinch position, but I don't really like it, because if London gets any sort of push, then Paris is going to spawn out. So you're seeing it right here. Kismet is pushed up a little bit towards the middle of the map. Now this is nice, right? He can pinch behind anybody that might be pushing from mid-map from that first hill, but I didn't like when he was in ammo, and it looks like he has made that adjustment. So as we're rotating back to the second hill here, Paris is going to be in position to take the majority of this point. This is a big team gun battle. It does look like 3 have gone down, 4 have gone down for London. There is one trying to flank. Jerd also goes down there. So again, the next 20-some points, as this rotates back to the third hill on the opposite side of the map, they're going to have about a 60-point lead. So Paris has played the beginning of this phenomenally well. I didn't expect it. Again, I haven't really been able to see much from Paris just because they haven't scrimmed a lot of people and there's not a lot of footage out there. But London has been playing super well, especially yesterday with their performance yesterday. So as this rotates here, this is going to be a big hold for London. If London can push out into these chokes, I do like where there are. So you're seeing that a lot of these gun battles that are taking place are happening mid-map. And since they're happening mid-map, that's not allowing one team fight to just flip whoever has map control. So it's a nice job, a nice adjustment from earlier when we were saying that wasn't really what was happening. But the door seems to be closing in a little bit here. Team fight coming in on Hardpoint right now. Does look like London was able to hold them off. There was a little bit of time where it was contested, and right now Paris is in. So if this 21 seconds, the rest of this time can go towards Paris, there are 2 other London players there. So this contest is going to be pretty big. So that's a nice job, because if that last 13 seconds goes to Paris, then essentially all you need to do is just hop in hill for 20 seconds for Paris, and you're going to end up winning. But as this is about to rotate, this is not looking good for London. Look at the minimap in the bottom left-hand corner. You'll see that Paris has hill control, and they are pushed out into the cuts. There was a nice team battle there, one at right in the middle of the map. So as London approaches this probably the last hard point here, we'll see if they're going to be able to overtake it. They have killed 3. That's 4 dead, and they are overtaking it. So that's not really something that I would have expected to see, especially with how the beginning of this started. So big kills from Dylan right there. Not really sure why that trophy system wasn't blowing up, but it looks like Paris is just going to give up this time. So that's what is, I guess, a good start there. That's what allows you to do, is that if you don't win off that hill, you only need 18 more seconds. So this allows them to just give that up and set up over in Ruins the second set of rotations, the 5th hill, and it does look like London's pushing through middle, and that's another big kill. So Luca goes down there right in mid-map over by pillars. So in terms of a gun battle here, London does have spawns. So they're spawning in Barbershop. Paris is spawning over in Ammo. And again, this is all going to be contested time. Right now, there's not really much in terms of strategy. It's just try to flood the hill. Paris only needs 7 more seconds. The contest is coming through. You know everybody's coming from pillars, so I'm kind of surprised that Shocks didn't really shoot and try to make those kills there. 2 kills from Shocks, and now with 33 seconds left, it's getting pretty tight. Paris is spawning out. They're in at the moment, but there's only 2 people there. I'd expect this is a good job. So a nice thing about the smoke there is that if you have smoke, you can just kind of lay there and contest, and the majority of that time won't go the opposite way. Man, this is getting pretty tight here. There's only 2 seconds left, 1 second left. They did win a team gun battle, and Paris is able to overtake that there at the end. I'm a little bit surprised with that. Look at Kismet. Dang. It's nice to see some emotion out of them, especially since yesterday they were so chilled out when they played OGLA. But I was kind of shocked to see them flood towards that fifth hill again, just because yesterday it seemed like the first time it seemed like if you were up by that much, you only need 7 seconds and you could just set up the cuts and then just wait as it rotates back to bridge. But they weren't having it. They were pushing it. They were trying to win that team battle, and they were successful with it. Now, if they would have done that and they wouldn't have been successful, then that potentially could have been bad for them, because if it rotates back to first and they've only got about a 30-point lead and they need 15 points to win, then things are getting a little iffy, right? So big opening map for Paris. I'm a little bit shocked. I did pick London to win this 3-2. We'll see what happens. That's just the first map. But if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all of your breakdown of competitive Call of Duty. Don't forget to leave a like before you head on your way. And with that, thank you guys so much. I'll check you in the next one.